Hello and welcome to another episode of the Irish Fantasy Punts. Dan, Shane and Jamie here with you for another week. I'm going to talk slower so I don't make stupid mistakes on my intro, which is probably impossible.
I think that's just how we're going tonight, lads.
Yeah. Between technical difficulties and me making a mess of the intro, we're starting solid as we always are.
Solid, lads. But look, it's only up from here, surely.
Only way is up. Only way is not making an apps.
There's a lot more that could go wrong.
We could give you terrible fantasy advice and lose every matchup.
Hey,
we'll do that.
So far, man. No, so far I think there's been a few calls we've gotten right. We're going all right.
Jamie's season has started horrendously, 1-3.
Yeah, it's not been good. Not been good at all. I know Javonte Williams is gone, so yeah, I'm not looking forward to the rest of the season.
At least you have Melvin Gordon sitting on the bench there, but Mike
he's now questionable.
Is he?
Yeah.
I have to say though, I normally always start with at least one team that's 0-4 or 1-3. You can pull it out. You can go for it. It's just very hard.
I could have, but now I don't really have a running back. So.
You can always trade for someone. I think Shane has frozen perfectly in the corner because it's just like a complete still.
and it has gone wrong again.
We couldn't even get through the intro without a mess up. So you were in the pub all weekend, so you watched the games on your phone in the corner of an old man pub.
I watched it, yes, I did, and I don't remember half of them. So this could be interesting.
It was nice to have I know it sucks for the American audience that the game starts stupid o'clock when there's a London game, but it is kind of nice to have a game on constantly while you're watching the Grand Prix as well. But the only thing I'd like to change is the Mark Sanchez terrible references to fish and chips and bangers and mash and full English.
All the old cliches. But sure, did some comedian on the Good Morning American Breakfast show? Did you see that?
No.
I can't remember what he said, Finn Taylor or something. But the man knew nothing about football. Not even a tap. And he was just there taking the piss out of him, and they were all just awkwardly laughing, the three of them going, is this actually funny, or is he actually taking the piss out of us?
Pure dry wit humor sort of job.
Yeah, it was very funny. Yeah,
because I saw there was a lot of the NFL production teams over, the Good Morning Football team was there, and the what's it called? Around the NFL podcast was in the stadium as well. It was Tottenham Hotspur Stadium is class. But
yeah.
The only issue with it is only 60,000 seater, and when you have the Giants and the Packers fans, they're all heavily supported. There's no tickets to be had.
No, but for the sounds, there's going to be more tickets in the next couple of days. They expect more to come back. Yeah, I expect that more to come back. I just didn't bother me. And
you're just sitting there refreshing the Twitter page, are you?
I was checking it for a while, and I said, you know what? I'm just not going to go. No, I did the train strike and everything on Saturday and Sunday, so I was like, Josh,
brilliant.
I'm going to leave it off.
London during a train strike is always brilliant.
That's not a fun city to get around unless you have the underground.
All right. Well, Shane has disappeared, so hopefully he'll reappear soon. Follow us on Twitter at IFPunts, and you can follow our YouTube page as well. And hopefully, we might get a few questions asked during the live stream if you put them in the little comments box there. We'll do our best because I have to flick through a few tabs, so I will get to the questions eventually. But just put them there; I will get to them.
We will find them, lads. Don't worry.
All right. Let's start our heroes and zeros section then with our heroes. I did look for a few drops.
What's that?
That's Hercules.
We couldn't hear nothing of this. Is like a dud firework.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. I hope that went out to everyone. I will play it again, and hopefully it works again. Did that work?
No. Let's just go on.
All right. Quarterback heroes. The aforementioned Jared Goff absolutely ripped it up for me and my team anyway. I had great luck with Jared Goff.
I had
Hang on.
Jared Goff in another league, and I actually just dropped him on the bench.
Hey,
Oh, Shane's back.
I have no idea what just happened. My phone stopped charging and working. My laptop completely shut down. The Everton just went boom out of the one set of sockets. So I just changed. I got an extension lead and changed sockets and restarted Everton. I don't know what I think something just blew a fuse.
I think someone's just out to get the podcast tonight.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, something going wrong.
All three of our listeners.
Where's the guy off Red Zone with the witching hour, man? That's what it felt like.
In fairness, it was up to 90 listeners last week, so it's moving in the right direction.
I like it.
Geno Smith was the second quarterback on the list. I don't know if anyone played Geno Smith, but well done if you did. Russell Wilson got a massive day from the waiver wire, I assume, because most people probably dropped him. Tom Brady bringing it up there with his old man, 25 points, because he had to keep up with Patrick Mahomes throwing bombs. Josh Allen had a big boy day again, and Patrick Mahomes rounded off nicely there for the top six. I will say Patrick Mahomes was brilliant to watch.
He's electric, isn't he? Like that touchdown he got during the side to 10, where he's just kind of bouncing around everyone, and then he just
spun and then threw.
This is like, here, take the ball. Incredible stuff, like.
It's as if he didn't want to run it the last yard. Running backs. Josh Jacobs had a massive week. 29.5 fantasy points. Austin Eckler with 28.9. He got the 2 touchdowns, so he really brought it back. Rashad Penny with a big boy week in that Detroit game as well. I think from now on we target Detroit's defense because they have the 32nd ranked defense. Miles Sanders, another big boy week. And then Jamal Williams bringing it up with 22.9.
Yeah, nice week. I think something we're going to have to look at with Detroit is their O-line is a big boy O-line. They have good running backs in the backfield, but it doesn't seem to matter which of the two of them are starting. Whichever one of the two of them is there, they're going to get big points.
Honorable mentions there as well. Clyde Edwards-Helaire continues to be super efficient. Derrick Henry had a nice hit. Damon Pierce absolutely dominated with that massive run for Houston, 19.9 points. And Nick Chubb and J.K. Dobbins. Nice to see J.K. Dobbins back after the ACL.
Yeah, it's good to see Pierce there. He seems like a real option now. He just seems like nearly an RB1 at that point in fantasy value. Like, and really, at the start of the year, you wouldn't have thought that the Texans at all. Like, that's some production value there.
Yeah, I'd agree again. Yeah, he's after showing up, isn't he? Rookie season, he seems to be balling out.
Well, if you have him, you're playing him every single week now.
Fact, yeah.
Wide receivers, Mike Evans.
Just Dan, before we go on there, we have a question in the comments if you want to throw her up there.
Okay, give me 1 second. What up, boys? Looking for your thoughts on this trade. I was offered Swift. He gives up Swift, Pitts, and Mike Thomas and receives Dobbins, Waller, and Chase. Yeah, I do that trade.
Oh, yeah.
An injured Swift, a Kyle Pitts who can't do anything, and Mike Thomas is also out.
Yeah, like I'm looking at the two tight ends, and basically, to me, Waller is underperformed, Pitts is underperformed. I'll trade that either way. Swift for Dobbins, I really like Dobbins. I think Dobbins great upside, and let's see, PPR league is the only thing. If it's a PPR league, Swift will get a lot more ball through hands. Chase in a PPR league, man, is going to be savage.
Another one quickly here. Najee and Olave for Kamara and Curtis Samuel.
No, not doing that.
Yeah. Probably not. No.
Sucks so much is the issue. The Pittsburgh offense just sucks so badly.
If you're tin at running back and you're considering giving up Najee and Olave, I try to get Kamara with another running back. If you have the depth at wide receiver to get rid of Olave, I would try pick up another running back and then I do the trade.
Yeah, I don't think
about who he has.
Yeah, I don't think you can trust Kamara anymore. I don't think he's that top tier running back fantasy wise. I wouldn't want him.
No, well, Drew Brees going has hurt him a lot because Brees the last couple of years of his career wasn't really throwing bombs downfield. He was taking a lot of the underneath routes. Mike Thomas with the slants, or Alvin Kamara on the underneath routes. Like it was handy for him. And that production is gone now for Kamara. They've just chuck it down the field and see what happens, Winston.
Which side do you actually prefer, though? Just give it.
I'd keep Najee and Olave if I'm honest. I'd stick with Najee having a better season now that Kenny Pickett is coming in, and Olave seems to be just unbelievable. He had a great week this week.
Yeah, he's going to be very consistent on a very poor team. You know, a guy you wouldn't expect to have much production value for every single week. He seems to be a decent wide receiver 2, not wide receiver 3.
Yep, I agree. Mike Evans in for the wide receivers was the biggest week, 22.3. What was it? 2 touchdowns and 80 yards. Justin Jefferson had a great week with 21 points. He came back from the dead. T. Higgins showing he's not to be in Jamar Chase's shadow, 18.4 points. And then Deebo Samuel with a big, well, he didn't have a bounce back, but he kind of gave you what you wanted from your draft price with 17.7 there last night. And then everyone thought Jamal Agnew would be on this list, but he got the 2 touchdowns. So you kind of had the right idea with your pickup of the week last week, Shane, for the Jacksonville Jaguars. But the only problem was that he went out injured and Jamal Agnew took all the points.
Yeah, that was basically it. Yeah. And I wouldn't mind. I was saying it before to Dan before we came on that I picked up Zay Jones midweek myself because I had a bit of wide receiver trouble. And when he went down, I was there like, oh, I'll just go get Agnew. And then I was like, that's a bit of a risk. I'll take Palmer. Palmer did absolutely nothing. I think he got 1 ball all day.
Tyreek Hill, CeeDee Lamb, and DK Metcalf, Hollywood Brown all round off then the wide receiver heroes. Nice to see DK back.
Yeah.
Big Geno Smith.
Geno had a good week, man. Yeah.
Tight end heroes. Jamie, do you want to take the tight end heroes? Figure out who the top of the list is.
Did my 3 pillars come up?
No.
No, it did not. But I did have the top tight end here this week. No, Hawkinson.
TJ Hawkinson.
Who, if you watch the Twitter feed, lads, was my bold prediction of the week. Would have won you 300 quid if you backed it. Yeah. I didn't back it.
That's why it came in.
Yeah.
Ali Cox was the tight end 2, and then Travis Kelce was the mere tight end 3. What a loser.
He's has been now. Sure, he's over the hill.
Will Disley also made it into the top 7 tight ends, so you can be happy about that, Shane. You like a bit of Will Disley.
And I'm telling you,
that was Shane's call. Yeah. I laughed at you last week.
Yeah, you won't laugh this week. Like you look at his ownership. His ownership on Sleeper, 6% ownership, 3% start. He is available in 99% of leagues everywhere, and he has consistently scored over 10 points.
We'll move on to our zeros, and the last drop didn't work, Shane, so hopefully this one does.
Okay. Didn't work, did it?
That didn't work either. No. Goddamn stupid drops.
With your own drop.
The intro worked though, so why didn't this work? It is very confusing to Dan.
Well, I can tell you firsthand. QB suck of the week for me was Stafford again. Thought he was useless. Derek Carr had an awful week. There we go. There's 2. Someone else throw out one.
I can give you all the sucks pretty quickly.
We have it, like, yeah.
What do we got? Derek Carr, 11 points. Justin Field, he just always sucks. Carson Wentz, Baker Mayfield, Matthew Stafford killed you. Trevor Lawrence, if you were stupid enough to play him. And Marcus Mariota had 7 completions.
Gotta love Mariota, man.
Wow.
I don't know if anyone loves Mariota.
It's
running backs.
Funny to watch. It's just funny to
watch.
Depends who you support.
Your running back suckfest. Let's see who we have in this list. Scroll right down here. Javonte Williams, will give him a pass. He had a bad injury. Jonathan Taylor, top of the list. Personal hatred from me for that one. James Robinson, he didn't do you any favors. 2.9 points. ETN 3.2. Darrell Henderson 4.9. You were really down the list here. Then there's not really much else after that you would kind of maybe Gibson. Are you still relying on Gibson much? Najee,
No.
7.4. Singletary, 7.6. James Conner, 7.7.
I just that Buffalo team is never like you're not going to get consistency from the running back position. Like they will pop up with big weeks, and you can play him as a flex, Singletary, but he wouldn't be RB1 or RB2 for me. Like, so you're getting what you expect from Singletary there. Like,
yeah, there's no consistency there at all.
No.
Where will we move to next? The wide receiver stinkers of the week. Oof, let's get right down this list here. Chris Godwin, 5.9. DJ Moore, 6.1. Stephon Diggs did you bad was 6.2. I don't know. Juju only had 4.6 from. He looked kind of good in the game, but again, you just don't get anything. Garrett Wilson, has he come to the point now where we're expecting stuff? It was Zach Wilson issue.
No.
Jalen Waddle 3.9.
Waddle and Pittman, both my wide receivers.
Pittman follows up here with a 3.1. Yeah.
Pittman was unlucky though, and he did catch a touchdown. It was just ruled out.
Drake London had the 7 completions issue.
Yeah.
Slight problem for a wide receiver, to be fair.
Terry McLaurin 1.5. Oh, that's a right kick.
Yeah, I seen a stat there at the weekend because I was watching the Cowboys game. I was kind of flicking back and forth between Red Zone and the Cowboys game, but he's played against Trevon Diggs now 4 times, I think. And in 4 games, I think he's caught 1 ball for negative yardage or something.
Hang on. Let's see, does it work now?
Loss of limb will not excuse you.
Yes. It's just backwards now.
And while we're here, Jamie, this was the Hercules drop I had.
Fine work, my boy. You've done it. You're a true hero.
How good would that have been if it was in the right section?
I like that. Yeah, that's good. We'll talk about non-heroes. Because Amari Cooper again. He's shy. He's away from home. Shane's right.
Yeah, he was at home, away from home. Like he doesn't travel well, man. The man just must suffer from jet lag or something.
Well, what I spotted here now is Gabe Davis. Only about 1.8 points. Like that's a poor return there. He's a guy you'd expect to be much higher. Yeah.
You go further down the list here, like you got. I don't know if Allen Robinson's made his way to everyone's bench. I'd say at this stage.
I saw him, but I was like, that's normal.
He's not even noteworthy anymore, man. We're going to week. What are we going into week 5? If someone is still playing Allen Robinson, holding out hope, you better be in an extremely deep league. Like it's just, it's got to be on the joke at this point. Like,
lads, Kenny Galladay got 0.0 points. Really hurt people.
Our man Dortch. Oh no, Dortch. Oh, you only got 1 point. Fuck.
Yeah.
What the fuck, Greg?
We'll move on to the tight end stinkers of the week then. I think we probably do have to start with Kyle Pitts because this is the only one that really matters for the tight end position now. He paid so much and he sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know does he suck, but seven completions.
7 completions suck.
Kyle Pitts is suffering from Drake London coming into the team. You could tell Mariota's first read on every passing play is Drake London. And even if it's not, I think he's seeing is Drake London open. He's just not looking for Kyle Pitts. It's I don't want to throw the ball to you for some reason.
He probably had a 30% target share, but it was only 2 targets.
He had one reception in the whole game. How many targets did he actually get though?
Hell, son, you're about as useful as a cock-flavored lollipop.
One reception off of 4 targets. Bad.
Yeah,
George
that's not good.
was also on this list. Darren Waller's also sitting there nicely.
Yeah, bad.
They both
Mark Andrews is there too.
Yeah.
Kittle.
Bad day for the tight ends. Well, unless you're playing Will Disley.
Yeah, Will the man Disley boy.
I think that wraps up the review anyway. We did good pace on the review today. So
we haven't done kickers yet. My kicker of the week is Greg Joseph. I'm done, Greg. Congratulations.
Wasn't Will that's with his double doink in London now?
Actually, oh yeah. That was impressive. That was impressive, to be fair.
We'll move on to the trade of the week.
Bet that snack pack's pretty good.
Oof.
Want to trade me the rest of it for this banana? You know how badly I can beat you, right?
Shane, can you remember what one we said with trade of the week was?
Nah. Man, I don't remember this morning. Never mind last week.
I have it here. So in
League fucking have a goldfish.
In 10-10, we saw Deebo Samuel, J.K. Dobbins, and a 2023 third-round pick for Chris Godwin and Jonathan Taylor. So again, Deebo, Dobbins, and a third for Chris Godwin and Jonathan Taylor. Man, Jonathan Taylor is actually scary at this stage. The Colts offense is so bad with Matt Ryan. They just can't get anything to work.
Yeah, it's so bad, but I still don't think you get rid of him. You just gotta suck it up and just back to talent because eventually he's going to come good. He's not a bad running back. We know he's not a bad running back. I wouldn't be trading him away. And straight away, that's why I'm like, oh.
For this trade,
I wouldn't trade him away. No.
For what's on the board right there, I would definitely give away Jonathan Taylor with the way he's playing at the minute. With the way the Colts organization is going at the minute. If they are without a quarterback, realistically, their O-line seems to be getting progressively worse. And the only option they have outside is Michael Pittman. You cannot address all of that in one draft, and they don't seem to be able to sort anything good in free agency. So for me, if I'm looking at this, I'm saying he's only going to be on a worse team more than likely next year. Deebo is on the up. Dobbins is on the up. And I'm getting a third-round pick. Yeah, I'll take that all day.
What do you think, Dan?
I'm very, very on the fence about this one. Taylor's an upgrade on Dobbins, but Dobbins looks pretty good. I prefer to have Deebo over Godwin, but I love Deebo. I'm firmly taking my seat on the fence.
Well, I can see why you would do it, right, Joe? Like I said, Taylor's playing really shit. The Colts are really, really shit. They're not good, but I think at some point you just got to back to talent. I don't think you give away, if you're giving away Taylor, who's last year's #1 running back, you've lost your value straight away. But if you can get him back in a couple of weeks, So if he can bounce back, like Henry bounced back a couple of weeks there, decent weeks, then his trade value goes straight back up again. You're trading him away now at this point at his lowest. I wouldn't trade him yet. I would give him a couple of weeks to see if he can bounce back for a couple of weeks, bring the point total up, and then trade him away. Say if it's someone, I don't know. I think you get a bit more.
You're never
more
getting
from
him
them.
back, I'd say, is the issue. Like once you trade him away, you're never seeing him on your roster again.
No.
You're also at this moment in time, like if you're in a win now situation or thought you were in a win now situation coming into the season with Jonathan Taylor, and you're saying, right, someone's offered me Dobbins and Debo. I can win this year in Dynasty. I'm taking the win now. It's hard to win a league, man. It's tough. And when the options are there to go and win it, I'm not waiting another year on Jonathan Taylor. I'm just not doing it.
I 1-3 at the moment. Tell me about it.
I'm at 50%, boy. 50%.
Yeah, I think you kind of need to see. That's actually a very good point. I think you got to see where you are. Like me at 1-3 now, if I had Taylor there, I wouldn't see the point. I was like, so the chances are I'm not gonna. I'm on a hold on to him for the year, see how he goes. Probably bring him back next year. But if you're in a win now situation, let's say you're 4-0, and you can improve your team even more by bringing Samuel and Dobbins in, I don't have you 4-0 with Taylor in your team, but just in case you were, 100%, you probably would take them. Yeah.
Well, no, that's my point. Like if you have the quality on your team there, like you could be in my position now at 2-2, or you could be 1-3 like you. And the main thing that's killing you is your bell cow back is not scoring points. Everyone else on your team is doing okay, and he's letting you down big time. Then I'm trading him away, and if I get in Dobbins, and Dobbins is 15 points a week, and we know Debo is a wild card to go for 30 or he could go for 10, but he's going to score points. Dude gets the ball in his hand and magic happens. I'm taking the two playmakers over the one. The two of them, even if Taylor has a beast week, the two of them probably will still beat him on points if they're both in your team.
Yeah, just not sold on Dobbins yet. I think that's going to happen.
Move on to the preview for next week anyway. So this is the really, really long drop. So just remember that.
Assemble.
He gets there eventually.
Didn't seem as long this week.
Yeah, you leave Cap alone. Cap will get there when he wants to get there. Just ask Peggy.
No. Deep cut. Thursday night game is the Colts at Denver.
Coming in nicely. Huh?
Oh, I could play Shane this week, and Jonathan Taylor is not playing. Fabulous.
Yeah. Well, he hasn't said if he's out or not, has he?
Yeah, but he's
questionable.
Yeah, like if he got injured and they're this worried about it, I don't think you're playing him really. Like my fantasy team. I'm not doing a tour from last week and he's gone out.
I think they said scans came back positive. I thought I seen that earlier today.
Yeah, I think
it's a good thing.
Yeah, but like they came back in a positive fashion. Jesus Christ.
Melvin Gordon is the de facto. He's the one by default.
He is now my number one running back.
If you're Javonte Owen and you had Melvin Gordon, lucky you. Well, not lucky you, but at least you have something.
Yeah. Well, as I thought, like what Shane was saying the other day when he went down, like this might actually help. I don't think it'd be as much of a 50-50 split. Like if Gordon goes in Friday morning, Thursday night, and he runs that offense, he's now firmly the number one there.
It's majority of carries after Javonte left. Kept fumbling the ball.
Yeah.
That's his big issue, man. He needs to hold on to the ball. Like 4 weeks of 4 fumbles. The dude is going to have, if he doesn't change that, he's not going to be the starter for long.
No. I do think a good pickup here is Boone. if you're looking for a running back here, because if he keeps doing that and he keeps fumbling the ball, then Boone takes over.
Well, they brought in Murray. I think Murray could take a good bit of ball.
Potentially.
Michael Pittman back in at wide receiver. Are you rolling that dice again this week? You probably have to.
I have to.
Yeah.
We're just going through my fantasy team at this point.
This is actually your choices, Jamie.
What's he eating, I should say? We're just going through my fantasy team.
It'll be an interesting week between me and Dan, because Dan has Sutton and I have Judy. So it's going to be an interesting week to see whose receiver does better here, because that's probably going to be a big factor in who wins this matchup this week.
Are you guys trading Sutton and Gordon for Chase? I'm probably not.
No, I'm not.
Maybe. Yeah.
Is it dynasty or is it redraft? If it's dynasty, yeah. If it's redraft, no.
Yeah. Probably not.
I think Gordon's probably a bit too valuable now, and Sutton's playing pretty well. I think Sutton's probably doing better than Chase currently.
Cincinnati, you get it going.
Brees Hall for Keenan Allen? No, I keep Hall.
Yeah, all day, every day.
Yeah.
We like our running backs on this channel. We don't do wide receivers.
You could probably get Keenan Allen for cheaper.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Surely now, yeah. Like, I know he's been out injured, but like, Mike Williams has been doing pretty good, and so has Palmer up until this week. So like, that offense has shown they can go without him. So like, is he going to have, like, he'll get his targets when he comes back, but is he going to take up 50% of the targets again? Like, is it going to be shared out more? I think he could go down a little bit. Like,
back to the game, Cortland Sutton and Jerry Jeudy, they're probably going into your lineup straight away.
Definitely.
Yep.
Yeah, Sutton's locked on now. Judy's the only thing, but you're playing him anyway. And then quarterbacks, I think Russell Wilson's probably made his way back into lineups.
If he's there, you're taking a punt, putting him in again. Yeah.
I think if you had him, you drafted him, you probably don't have much other options anyway.
Especially playing Indy as well. Like,
I cut him and picked up Goff, so I'm happy.
Unless he did something remarkable by that and just hit a bullseye. But the chances are, you're probably going to play him.
We have another early London game this week. So the Giants at Green Bay. Well, it's not at Green Bay, but you know what I mean. Daniel Jones, Aaron Rodgers. I don't even know if Aaron Rodgers is in most people lineups at the minute. Like, he's not been burning it up, but maybe in this game you look at him.
I don't think it's the problem with the wide receivers there. You don't have a lot of good wide receivers there at the moment, or anyone who's kind of picked the ball up and ran with it and said, I'm wide receiver one on the team. I suppose Lazard was out for a while, so that probably doesn't really help either. But if you have him, you probably play him here. Giants are a bit crap, so even though they are 3-1, somehow.
Look at who they've played. That's all I'll say. Look at who they've played.
Yeah, it's not been the best of teams. All right. The next question then, Barkley is straight into your lineup, but the Green Bay running backs have been a little bit of an enigma. I think people were probably a bit nervous about AJ Dillon at this stage.
Yeah, I would be.
Yeah, but you knew that coming into the season that this was going to happen. Like, it as we were saying last week, it depends who picks up the ball first and who looks better in the day.
He had a lot of attempts last week, though. Like, he's had the last 3 games, 18, 12, 17. He has been rushing the ball. It's just the Green Bay offense has been a bit sluggish.
Yeah, for Green Bay, bar that the game where Aaron Jones absolutely exploded, like they've really struggled to run the ball this year. Like it's been Aaron Rodgers throwing it to nobodies, and then Lazard coming back in and actually doing a bit for him. Like that's been what's been winning them games is Rodgers.
But you kind of like you wouldn't. I wouldn't say much about last week, John. It's the Patriots, and the Patriots tend to do well against running backs anyway. But I think here they're probably straight in your lineup. It doesn't in the flex if you have the option, like Lazard and Dubes as well, probably.
Yeah, we go.
We have a rebuttal on that. Should I trade Sutton and Gordon for Chase here? It's a redraft league, and he already has Cup as his wide receiver 1. And Mixon, Swift, and Pierce are already on his team as well. So I would 100% make the trade for Chase.
Yep, that sounds
just with the strength. The strength of the team. I take Chase for the upside, and Sutton is going to have down weeks. Chase has a higher upside. Like Chase could hit a 30-point week. I don't see Sutton doing that. Like
that's an incredible setup there, isn't it?
Yeah. He must be drafted with people who don't know what they're doing.
Well done, Francisco. Well done.
Sorry, where were we? We were talking about the Green Bay wide receivers. Yeah, I think we've kind of Tunyon maybe if you're in that tight end dead zone then. Pittsburgh at Buffalo. Kenny Pickett, Josh Allen, the game that we all want to see. I was thinking this week is probably a good shout to go and get George Pickens in your waivers if you can go get him, because you don't know how that's going to play out and who he's going to favor. So if you can get Pickens, he's the rookie, he becomes electric. You've stashed a good player there. As for the running backs, I'll let you guys delve into this. Najee and Singletary.
Yeah, flex options for me this week. That's about what you're getting. Like I know Najee's drafted pretty high. He's probably your RB1 or RB2, but like they are flex options really. Like that's what they're playing as now. Under Pickett, maybe the offense moves a bit different. Maybe Najee sees a lot more. He's going to get a lot of pressure off the Buffalo defense. Is he going to throw it off to the safety route the whole time? Is Najee going to catch a lot of ball? It'll be interesting to see. Maybe Najee explodes this week. But Pickens, Najee Harris, 2 guys to watch for maybe. Really, the whole Steelers offense is going to be a mystery until we see what we get this weekend now. But Pickens is the guy to pick up for me. Yeah, I'd agree with Dan there. He's a good guy to stash. Najee. Devin Singletary, I'm not even touching now. We already talked about him earlier. He could be 20 points. He could be 1. You know?
So the issue this week is the Steelers have been bad against the run. They are 26th against the run. So it's kind of deep.
So you didn't just play Josh Allen?
Yeah, it's a good thing. It's a good thing the Buffalo don't have a run offense.
Yeah, maybe look at him as a flex, but I don't think an RB2 is where you want to go.
No,
I think all you're playing there on the Buffalo side is obviously Allen, Diggs, and Davis. And after that's it, really.
The Steelers have also been terrible against wide receivers. So are we going back to the well with Gabe Davis, Jamie?
I think you kind of are in this kind of matchup. They're like, look, they were playing the Ravens last week. Like the Ravens are good; they're a good team. Pittsburgh aren't. We know how good the Bills are and how good they are moving the ball. And as we said there, like Singletary is not your man. Like that's not who you want here. So you're going to go to the well with his 2 favorite targets, Diggs and Davis. I still think you're kind of still watching Dawson Knox and kind of hoping, but I still don't think you're playing them.
Isaiah McKenzie. What are our thoughts on Isaiah McKenzie? Two solid back-to-back weeks.
He's been good. Getting touchdowns.
Yeah, I keep watching him every week, but I wouldn't pull the trigger on him. Maybe if you're space, pick him up as a bench spot. But I don't think you're playing him anytime too soon, like unless Davis or Diggs goes down.
Yeah,
the Ravens have been the worst team in the league against wide receivers, so it might not be a bad shout to put McKenzie in there if you're stuck.
That's a bit of a a harsh one to throw on the Ravens. They just got destroyed by Miami. They've been pretty decent other than the Miami game.
Their week finishes have been the 13th worst, the worst, the 16th worst, and the 15th worst. So they've actually been accumulatively over the 4 weeks the worst team against the wide receiver position.
Wow.
You wouldn't think it. Followed closely by the Commanders at 2.
Yeah. Well, Washington suck.
That's fair enough. Like,
I can give you the rundown. So it's the Ravens, the Commanders, the Titans, the Dolphins, and the Steelers are the worst teams against the wide receiver position.
Jesus. They're bad. A pass-heavy league, man. It's not a way to make the playoffs, is it?
No, not at all. Fryermuth and Knox, then they're kind of, if they're on your team, you're playing them. Tight end is one of those things. You just kind of like you're playing them. You don't have much choice.
Will Disley's a choice.
Chargers at Cleveland. Both teams are 2-2. Herbert is back into your lineup. He's playing well again. Hopefully he has all of his weapons back in this game. Austin Eckler, Nick Chubb, Kareem Hunt, we're all happy to play everyone there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Mike Williams, Keenan Allen. If Keenan Allen's ready to go, are you playing him? Or are you giving him a week?
No, I'd stick him straight in. If he's there, you drafted him high enough, I play him.
And then Amari Cooper at home.
100% play Amari. He's at home. I'm telling you now, watch. It's like 11, 12-point week for Amari Cooper against that defense. I'm telling you now.
So does that count as a bold prediction now if we say like 2 touchdowns and 100 yards?
Well, you can call it if you want. I'm not calling it.
I'm not calling it, no.
Yeah, I'm telling you, he will score, and he'll have over 70 yards, I'd say. Definitely, and he'll score. So that's a solid enough week in fantasy.
Yeah, taking that.
Chargers are middle of the pack as well for the wide receiver position. So it's Amari Cooper's time to shine. And then these 2 tight ends have actually been pretty good, Gerald Everett and David Njoku. So you're probably rolling again.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, especially with Gerald Everett.
Yeah, definitely Everett. Yeah.
Houston 0-3-1 versus the 2-2 Jackson Jaguars. This is an interesting game. I actually kind of like Houston. They're not like, I know they keep losing, but they're giving it a go. Trevor Lawrence, we rolling with Trevor Lawrence here?
Yeah.
If I have someone else, no.
Well, yeah. But like,
would you go Jared Goff at New England or Trevor Lawrence at Houston?
I'd take Jared Goff.
Lawrence.
If Jared Goff has his weapons back this week, I'm taking Goff. That offense, man, for the Lions was severely underrated coming into the season. And Goff, he's playing well. I thought he was just going to manage the bus until they got a new QB, but it looks like they ain't tanking for no QBs this year.
The Texans have actually been surprisingly good against the quarterback position. They're the 10th best against quarterbacks, but that's probably because if I look at the running backs, they're probably getting smashed by them instead. Yeah, they're the worst team against running backs. They're the 32nd ranked team against running backs. So teams are obviously just not even bothering to pass. They're just running the ball. So James Robinson, you're playing James Robinson.
All right.
Damon Pierce is straight into everyone's lineup.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Travis Etienne, are we taking the risk or are we just benching him?
He would be on my bench if I have another option.
You could already flex him here. It's it depends how far ahead the Jags get and how bad the Texans are, because they could just bring Robinson out just to rest him, and then bang, there goes Etienne.
That's the one thing with the Texans, that they haven't really been out of a game. They've kept it entertaining. They've been good that way. Like, the games haven't been bad to watch. They've been close, like. So I don't think they're going to be out of it. But I just wouldn't play EDN. I don't trust them.
I'll give you a bit of my forecast for my own fantasy team for our matchup this week. Shane, Brandon Cooks will be in my team, hopefully.
Oh yeah, I knew after last week, I knew he was going to be there.
Yeah, I benched him last week for his 15-point game.
I might be surprising you as well. My 3 running back system might be going down to a 2 running back system.
Ooh,
alluring.
Yeah. It all depends on Amon-Ra being fit or not, but yeah.
Christian Kirk's probably going back into your lineup even after the down week, but you're probably just rolling that dice again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chicago at Minnesota. Yeah.
Can we just skip?
Do we have that?
Yeah.
There's plenty of lads here you're going to play. Like,
obvious ones. Like, there's like 3 people you're playing, and after that, I'm not playing anyone else.
You'll never guess them.
Yeah, you're going to play your Justin Jefferson, your Dalvin Cook with the device on, and Adam Thielen's the guy you're flexing.
Yeah, Thielen all day. Yeah.
Irv
He's
Smith
getting more and more into it, isn't he?
You're struggling.
Yeah, Irv Smith. Yeah, if he's on the tight end merry-go-round here, just ride with him. So he's fine.
Yeah, we're not very good with the tight end analysis. We always kind of just go, if you have that one, play him.
Well, see, it's very hard.
You gave out to me last week, and I was going through all the tight ends.
To get it, yeah, but you were talking bollocks. We're going through, like, if you're looking for consistent tight ends this year, like, you there's 5 of them maybe there. Other than that, it's just pick the matchup. Just say, like, yeah, look, he's playing Chicago this week. They're useless. He might score. just play him.
The tight end to play this week, if you can possibly just pick up, well, you can't pick him up, but if you have Dallas Goedert, play him this week against Arizona because they can't defend against the tight end. Yeah, we've covered this match. On to the next one.
Yeah.
Detroit 1-3 at the New England Patriots. Is Mac Jones ruled out yet? I haven't seen anything more this week.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything else this week
Haven't
either.
seen it, no.
Jared Goff against New England. Do we want a bit of Jared Goff against New England? I think we roll with him.
Yeah, if he has Amon-Ra, DJ Chark, and Williams all fit, and if Swift is coming back in, even if Swift isn't back in, I would take Jared Goff. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that was the way he didn't say anything about Hawkinson there, Jamie.
Oh yeah, and Hawkinson. Yeah, we knew Hawkinson is there. Look, Hawkinson's a baller, man. Right? He's one of the better tight ends, but he hasn't been consistent this year.
He's in your top 5 tight ends. Like, he's one of those 5 that you really want.
But there's so many options for the Detroit offense this year that Hawkinson hasn't had the production you would have wanted from him.
No, but Scott's steadily better every week. Especially now with last week, I think he's going to trust him a lot more now as well. So I do think he will get a lot more ball.
Well, he had no choice but to trust him last week. There was literally no one else.
Yeah, and it worked.
It did. It worked.
Yeah, it worked.
Okay, it worked. So Jared Goff, we're rolling. Good week last week. New England don't scare us. In he goes. Swift, you're looking at the practice reports you're seeing as he get back on the field, and then you're probably going to play him and Jamal Williams if he is fit.
Yeah.
Stevenson and Harris both into your lineup, I'd say. The Detroit defense can't do much.
Yeah, that's kind of what's leaving them down, isn't it?
No New England wide receivers, thank you. And Amon-Ra then, if he's good to go, really, isn't it?
Yeah. Amon-Ra, if he's good to go, is wide receiver 1.
And are you looking at Josh Reynolds?
No.
Yeah.
We're not going anywhere near him.
No.
No. Not yet.
Ah, crap!
And then Hawkinson and Hunter Henry. Hawkinson, yes. Hunter Henry, no.
100%.
It's easy this week. There's a lot of very
handy.
So it's the Will Dissly-led Seattle Seahawks at New Orleans.
What are you laughing at?
Here's the proper analysis and tight ends now. Go on, Shane.
Hey, most consistent man on that team.
It's true.
I suppose we're at the point now where DK has to be played again.
Yeah, even though New Orleans is, I don't know, their defense hasn't. I know they've lost 3 games, but anytime I watch them, their defense doesn't look like it's that bad that they should be losing 3 games at the start of the season.
Yeah, it's the offense that really lets that team down.
Yeah, like it's like, are we in for a low scoring game here? Is that what this is kind of shaping up to be?
Yeah, I'm not incredibly excited. And like, I'm not afraid to play anyone against them, but like, I'm not incredibly excited about it either.
Like, yeah, like if you're looking wide receiver wise, like I think you have to play Metcalf, and you probably are sticking with Lockett if you drafted him. And if Thomas is playing, you're definitely playing him, and Olave, you're definitely playing him after the weeks he's had. Kamara, you're stuck with him, as Jamie said, and Seattle running backs. Then, like I don't think any of us will go near any of them. Am I right?
But flex Penny, maybe.
Maybe if you're stuck, but I don't think you're already.
Try to have there on your bench if you need a running back, but I'm not mad to chase that week. Like the last week against Detroit for them was just insane. Like, this just made no sense.
What did you do, Geno Smith? Like,
yeah,
it's top 10 running back or top 10 quarterback now.
He has like one of the highest passer ratings in the league at the minute.
Yeah.
Those checkdowns, they help.
How long does that have to keep going now until we actually start believing in Geno Smith?
I won't believe in Geno Smith even if they make the playoffs, man.
Chris Olave playing. Chris Olave is going straight in your team.
Oh yeah, facts, yeah.
And then Will Lutz at kicker.
Yeah, Will Lutz, man.
The kicker.
That poor bastard.
Do you know what? It probably is a game for kickers, to be fair. If you're looking for a kicker, I would definitely pick one to do these.
Well, it is for the Saints. If you have the Saints kicker, because like
you brought it up, Dan. I'm going to analyze kickers.
Seahawks are going to score points. They have Will Dissly. He scores points, is what he does.
Will Dissly.
Yeah. I'm telling you now, you're in need of a tight end, or you don't believe in your tight end, pick up Will Dissly this week.
Do it.
Regret it. Yeah.
Miami at the Jets, 3-1 Miami with no Tua versus. Well, I assume there's no Tua. I'm going out on
he's out this week.
I hate to have to even like. Zach Wilson has ruined Garrett Wilson for me. He's gone back to the bench, and he's going to sit there now until until something happens.
Yeah. Yeah. It's bitterly disappointing, isn't it? Because you really thought it'd get a bit better with Wilson.
I didn't think that.
I was hoping he would target more because I have more, but that didn't happen either. So
it'll take Zach Wilson a minute to get up to speed. He get game ready. Like, I think he will be better than Flacco. Just it's going to take him 2-3 weeks to be better than Flacco again, which is sad. But that's the quarterback that you drafted. So like I would hold Wilson, Dan. I wouldn't be like dropping him by any means. Like,
he's gone to the bench. He's just sitting on the bench. waiting for something.
Something to happen.
Brees
Robert Corey Davis.
Oh God, no.
Yeah, no, I'm not touching that. You get one Jets wide receiver, man. I'm not doing any of the rest of them. Right? They're not getting in any team.
Davis, he's been very he's been very consistent. It's only one bad game.
It's just it's just the risk you take with a Jets receiver, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
I couldn't put them in my lineup and feel comfortable.
No. But I think if you're stuck, you could definitely pick him up.
Yeah, I suppose if you're in a horror situation.
Some people probably are. There's a lot of injuries. So yeah, maybe look. I just think there's better guys out there on the waiver wire. Just stay away from the Jets, man. I know they've been doing all right, but I'm still not convinced. Like their main attack is that running attack.
Yeah, Brees Hall's it. What do we think on the other side for the running backs? Any interest?
We said this preseason. We were talking about follow the money for Edmonds. That seemed the most likely choice, and little by little, Mostert has been creeping into contention for the RB1 spot in that team, and it is just so frustrating to watch. But I did say it early on before we were drafted that if you could get Mostert with like the last pick of the draft or late rounds, I'd pick him up just to have him, especially if you had Edmonds. And it seems like now Mostert is going to take over, which is very annoying if you drafted Edmonds.
Yeah.
I don't want to play either of them. It just doesn't. I feel like I have a better option on my team, unless you got stung with the Javonte or the Jonathan Taylor bad news. Then put them in your lineup if you're in it. But then, which one do you even like? If you have one, then which one do you even really want to play? What was the snap percent?
I wouldn't even go near this. I wouldn't replace Williams with either two of these lads, even if there were on the waiver. They're just much better options out there.
Had 72% of the snaps last week. So
you follow the snaps, isn't that what we say? So I'd be banking down on Mostert to go again this week. But that Miami offense, now maybe it changes up under Teddy Bridgewater a bit, that they don't go so pass heavy. Maybe it's a good week to have a Miami running back. The fact that Tua is out, they try to run it a little bit more, but I don't know. Like Tua's arm isn't exactly the strongest in the league either. Like we've seen that. So
I think you're right, and I think it's time to move on to whatchamacallum. Sorry, my head is gone now. What's
Mostert?
Mostert, yeah. Colonel Mostert. And then Brees Hall. The Dolphins are terrible against running backs this year, so he's going to have a big week. And then you're playing your Miami receivers.
Yep.
Yeah. Tight ends for this one. Any thoughts?
No. Just shoot me in the face rather than.
You like Conklin, no, JV? I thought you loved Conklin.
I did like Conklin, yeah. Yeah. He does. Yeah, look, to be fair, if you need a tight end, I think Conklin is a good pick up there. He is consistently average, which is okay in a tight end outside the top lads.
Unless I have like one of the top 2-3 tight ends, all I'm looking for from my tight end week to week is consistently get me between 4 and 8 points. That's all I want you to do. Consistently hit that mark, and I am happy with you.
Yeah, I think you need to watch Zach Wilson for a while and see what happens.
Whichever you prefer. Atlanta at Tampa, 2-2 each. How are Atlanta 2-2? Stupid Browns. I don't know. Can you even play Tom Brady in this? Because I think the Bucs could easily just run this whole game.
Let's hope.
No.
Yeah, I'm all for it.
No, I think you play Brady. Brady here, yeah.
Would you play Brady or would you play? Let's see what we got here. Trying to think of a good name to put in against him, but all the quarterbacks are terrible at the minute. Would you play Aaron Rodgers or Brady? Aaron Rodgers has the Giants in London.
Yeah, I play Rodgers.
Rodgers, yeah.
You go Rodgers there. Let's see what else we can find. Would you play Geno against the Saints or Tom Brady?
Tom Brady.
Look,
Would you
what's
play?
that?
Would you play Kyler against the Eagles or Tom Brady?
Tom Brady.
Oh, I say, see, I don't think you could ever not play Kyler because of his running capabilities. Even if they are shit, he's still going to get huge points.
Eagles D is good. I'm going
It's
with
very good.
Yeah, I'm going with the quarterback with the better options at receiver and running back, who's one of the greatest players of all time. But fantasy wise, he's a better receivers, running backs, and he's playing the weaker defense. That's all I'm looking at there. Kyler can try to run all he wants.
Receivers. Oh, go on, Jimmy.
No, as I said, yeah, I go Kyler. I would.
Yeah, I'd probably lean Kyler as well, but I wouldn't watch the first half of the game because he won't.
How
Mike
interesting!
Evans.
Dan picked his team that he follows quarterback, and Jamie picked his fantasy quarterback.
Here's hoping.
Yeah, we're not biased on this at all.
The receivers: Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Julio. The only one I think I'd leave out is Julio.
Yeah. I think you're
depends on the health, doesn't it?
Yeah, like he had an all right game on Sunday night. What was it 10 for 7 with 59 yards? It's not the worst. Oh, that's Godwin. Sorry, yeah, Julio was terrible.
I just wondered there for a second. I was like,
yeah, I was like, I'm looking at the wrong one.
Julio was 2 for 1. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think you can't go. I don't think you go there. I really don't. I mean, Godwin and Evans are still there. He's just going to target the two boys. I don't think Jones can get much for looking. You're kind of looking for a touchdown.
London.
Definitely London. Yeah.
Kyle Pitts is like you have to play him because you drafted him, but
you're stuck with him.
You're stuck.
Like Kyle Pitts or Tyler Higbee versus Dallas.
I'd probably take Kyle Pitts just because the Rams' offense does not seem to be completely clicking yet, and the Cowboys against the pass are actually pretty good, but running backs, they're giving up a fair bit of fantasy points to running backs. So I'd be kind of staying away from receivers playing Dallas, tight ends playing Dallas.
Tennessee at Washington, 2-2 versus 1-3. Washington fell apart as we would have expected Carson Wentz to fall apart. I don't think you're really looking at either of these quarterbacks, realistically.
Well, it wasn't like 2 weeks ago on this thing you were saying to pick up Carson Wentz. You were saying like, oh, Carson Wentz looks pretty good.
Because he did look good. He doesn't look good anymore.
I told you he was crap.
We know he's crap.
The flames went out, and now Carson Wentz is, just soaking wet and useless.
Jesus.
So bad. Washington are pretty bad against the run as well, aren't they?
Washington against the run, I can find you that very quickly. Washington are atrocious against wide receivers. They are the second worst team against wide receivers. And against running backs, normally if you're bad against the wide receivers, you're okay against the running backs. Because, they're well down the list against running backs, but that's purely because the receivers are doing the whole work against them. Yeah, so they're the 8th best team against running backs, but they were terrible against Jacksonville, terrible against Detroit, and then Philadelphia and Dallas beat them through the air, which is very strange. So what are we thinking? Derrick Henry anyway goes straight in. Gibson. Are we staying on Gibson, or have we
No.
moved on?
I think you move on.
Oh yeah, I'm back.
There's
Sorry about
very
that.
quiet there.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Yeah, so Gibson, we're moving on because we think the Commanders might be moving on as well.
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah, that it didn't look good for him when he didn't come back out, did it? And McKissick got a lot of the ball, didn't he? Against So yes, Terry McLaurin. Are you sticking with Terry for another week, or are you thinking about benching him if you have options?
I think he might be finding his way to my bench. Like Tennessee are terrible defensively against wide receivers, though, is the only thing. I'm so afraid.
I'd much rather Samuel, rather than McLaurin. I think you're more upset with Samuel.
Well,
like these Commanders are second worst against wide receivers, and Titans are third worst against wide receivers.
Well, then look, can we look at that again? So if we say like they're so bad, if the two of them are so bad against wide receivers, are we then reconsidering looking at Tannehill and Wentz? Could the two of them potentially have really big weeks this week?
The issue there is who do the Titans have to throw to? Like Treylon Burks is out, Robert Woods.
All right, so then if we're going that way, we're saying right, that's the Titans out of it. So you're not taking Tannehill, but would you consider putting back in Wentz off the games he had, the 2 games he had early in the season, playing against such a bad coverage defense with his options?
Do you want to die on that hill though? Do you want to roll that? Like it's a real.
I think you want to be desperate.
Well, like if you look at my situation right now, right? Stafford is useless. Tua is out. I'm in quarterback hell at the moment. It could be an option I take, but now I'm not going to do it. There's no way I'm picking him up. But I'm saying it is a thing that you could like. I did look at it and think like, hey, if they're that bad, he has decent receivers, and McKissick is fairly good passing, getting passes out of the backfield. So like Carson Wentz maybe is an option this week.
If you have balls of steel, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like as we talk it through, I was saying Terry McLaurin to the bench, but I think you play McLaurin and Samuel, and you just go for it. You roll the dice.
Yeah, I wouldn't be against playing either of the two of them this week. I'd want them to be maybe flexes, wide receiver 2s. Like I'd want to have someone better there. Like,
yeah, Jamie.
Yeah, no, look, I wouldn't be against it. I wouldn't want to play him. That's like as I say, I would play Samuel. I do like Samuel. I'm a fan of Samuel. I think he's more upside than McLaurin has at this point. But I think if you drafted McLaurin so high anyway, you're probably going to play him.
Yeah. Logan Thomas then on the Washington tight end side. Yeah, you can look at him. You can give it a go. Like again, this matchup just doesn't feel exciting, does it?
No.
No. I think you could just move on.
Yeah, the only thing that excites me about this is I know how bad the Commanders are, and I'm just hoping Derrick Henry just steamrolls them. That's my only hope. Like 40 fights this week from Henry. That's all I want.
San Francisco 2-2, Carolina 1-3. San Francisco win this game easily, in my opinion. Carolina were so bad last week.
They are awful.
Yeah, San Francisco look like they're getting a lot better. They look a lot better since they got rid of Trey Lance.
But even in this game, there's not a whole lot to talk about. Like you're playing Jeff Wilson, that is. Debo's in your lineup. I suppose Ayuk's the question mark. How do we feel about Ayuk?
He's on my bench.
Yeah.
It's too inconsistent. You don't know what you're going to get with Ayuk. I think that's kind of a headache you want to kind of stay away from.
Yeah. Kittle, you have to play Kittle. There's no real way around it.
Kittle has a big enough name, I think, out there, and he hasn't been anywhere near consistent enough that I think his trade value might still be somewhere decent. That if I can trade Kittle and get a good player there, there's like you just join the tight end merry-go-round and start picking up random guys because there's always a tight end available. So like I would consider trading Kittle. I think now is the time to do it as well.
If I could trade Kittle for Herbert and just pick up a tight end up off the waiver wire, I'd definitely do that.
Yeah, I 100%. Yeah, I take that trade all day.
Yeah. DJ Moore has found his way to my bench. I don't want to play that game. Jamie, any opinion on DJ Moore?
No. You can't trust those wide receivers now. You can't trust Baker Mayfield. He's just useless. So like, just stay away from him. The only thing you're going to look at on the Carolina side is Christian McCaffrey, and you're not looking at anything else now. Moore's even lost his trade value at this point. I don't think anybody wants him.
No, you couldn't trade Moore. It's like if you cut him and put him on the waiver wire, I might not pick him up. Like,
yeah, I don't think you need to go
there. Philadelphia 4-0 go to Arizona 2-2. Oklahoma quarterbacks facing off. Jalen Hurts versus Kyler Murray. You're starting both of those. Kyler Murray, you might have a bit of a grimace towards, but you're still rolling that dice. The question mark here now really is James Conner. Shane, you're dealing with this on your fantasy team. What's the story?
I think he was so heavily reliant on touchdowns last year, and even to start the game this week, didn't he change? Like they changed the running backs 3 times at the start in the first quarter, didn't they? So like, Connor, is he? He's not going to put out that kind of production. I don't see it. I'm struggling with him because he has the ability to pop off and get you a couple of touchdowns, but in that Arizona offense, is there a place for him? Is my thinking. Like, is it time to move on? He's been average, and he's been getting consistently 7 to 10 points. So like he has trade value. It's just, do you want to pull the trigger and maybe miss out on something? Like I don't. He's a conundrum for me. I don't know what to do with him at the minute. Depending on how other players are with their health by the end of the week, he's more than likely going to be on my bench at the end of the week, and I'm going to see this week how he goes, and then I'm going to chase up my options next week, I think. But he's underperforming drastically for me.
Yeah, quick question there. Oh, sorry, go on, Jimmy.
No, I was just going to say, look, his trade value is kind of gone at this point as well. Like, I don't know what you would even get for Connor.
Well, see, he's averaging between 8 and 11 kind of points. That's kind of where he is. 7 and 11, we'll say. So, like, his trade value, I wouldn't say is completely gone. Like, he's got flex value there, so you're not going to get a whole lot in return for him. Like, that's the thing. But if you can pick up someone who's starting to work their way into a team, maybe starting to come up, shine a bit of a light on him, like, you might hit on someone, but it's going to be tough. Like,
quick question in there is, what do we think about Freiermuth with the quarterback change? I personally, I'm not too worried. Like, rookie QBs tend to lean on the tight end a little bit more anyway. Freiermuth is a very good tight end. So, like, definitely this week, you're going to have to wait and see anyway, because it's the Bills. So you're probably going to be waiting 2 weeks. But tight end is so difficult anyway that I wouldn't be too worried about it for now. Like, and with Freiermuth, he doesn't have a lot of trade value anyway. So I just roll with it and see what I get. Because, like, the Bills are very good against tight ends. So you're going to be waiting 2 weeks to really see, I think.
Yeah, I'd agree.
Yeah.
The one thing is, rookie QBs, they tend to lean on their tight ends. They're a bit of a safety blanket to them a lot. So after this week, you might see a bit of an uptake even.
Yeah, like, you're going to struggle this week. There's just no way around that. Like, they're going to have a bad week against the Bills. It's a bit of a strange game to actually put him in when you think about it. Like, That's how bad Mitch was. They literally, I would have thought they would have sacrificed Mitch against the Bills, but he was that bad they had to physically go and get a different QB. Anyway, we have another question there as well. What do we have here? Lamar, CMC, Leonard Fournette, CeeDee Lamb, Godwin, London, Judy, Kelsey. What the hell is this trade?
No, it's not. This is the team. This is the team. Yeah.
He's traded his whole team.
Hey, it's informative. It's informative.
It is. Yeah.
Jamar Chase and Deontay Johnson for Jamal, Jeff Wilson, London, and Judy. Jamal who?
Jamal Williams, I want to say.
Yeah, Jamal Williams.
Yeah, Jamal Williams.
It's in his team. Yeah.
I don't know. That's a lot to give up for Chase and Deontay Johnson. I don't think I'm doing that. Jamal Williams, Jeff Wilson. I'm not doing that. No way.
Well, what's your value in Deontay Johnson now, really? Like,
yeah, like it's basically all of that for Jamar Chase. Like I'm not taking that. Like you're banking on the Falcons getting a hell of a lot better and Drake London not getting double covered in every single game because he's their only option. Like Jeff Wilson is a decent running back. Jamal Williams is going to see the majority of the snaps now out of Detroit because there is no, actually Jamal Williams isn't actually. Jamal Williams is Denver, isn't he?
No, he's the Lions.
No,
oh yeah, he's with the Lions. Yeah, I was right. Yeah. So no, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, I think you're right. Like London and Judy themselves are two top wide receivers anyway. You know, London's the number one on that team by a long shot, and Jeff Wilson there has solidified himself as the RB1 in the 49ers. No one else getting that ball, really, is there? You know, I think you're right.
Currently, has Lamar, CMC, Lenny, CeeDee Lamb, Godwin, London, Judy, Kelsey, Jeff Wilson. Yes, so like all your running back depth is just gone. You can make that trade.
Yeah, like that's too much. Like, and let's be honest, CMC isn't finishing out the season. I've said it every week on here, and I'll say it again. So you're going to need running back depth.
Let's get back to our previews. So sorry, we're at Philadelphia, Arizona. Connor, we've talked about. Miles Sanders is just an auto start now. That's the way that's gone. Yeah. Just to which one of you hates Miles Sanders again?
Have a guess.
I took him off Shane last year when he dropped him. Or did I? Oh no, sorry, I took him in another league, and I had the same fucking problem. So I hate him too. So yeah.
It's just like I had him for a whole year. Man didn't score over 10 points. I said not a hope am I drafting him this year. Draft value was low on him this year, and I still didn't take him. I purposely stepped around him, I think, in 2 rounds. And now look at him. I hate that man with a passion. And what's worse is he's an eagle. Makes it worse.
Very happy about that. Okay, so that brings us to the wide receivers. AJ Brown in, Devonta Smith. Are you burned? Are you playing him this week?
I don't know what to do with Devonta Smith. Like, AJ Brown, you're obviously playing him. Devonta Smith against Arizona, maybe throw him in as a flex. Yeah, if he's.
I think you flex him here. I think there's enough there because Arizona defense just fucking terrible. And the Eagles. So
won't argue.
No, sorry, Dan. But the Eagles just look really good. Like the January look like a solid team. You know, I think you can play anyone there on the Eagles on that side. I think Brown and Smith are both going in. Goddard as well, probably definitely going in. I think it's the Arizona side. You don't really know what you're doing there.
The only person I played, 2 people I play this week is obviously if you drafted Kyler, you're going to play him. But say out of your skill positions, the only guy I'm playing is Zach Ertz. He's consistently been good every week. all the rest of them, they're playing a very good defense this week, and I'm just not trusting any Arizona players with the way that team's been playing.
Yeah, I play Hollywood because he's getting the volume constantly. Yeah. Zach Ertz, your tight end, Kyler.
Yeah, that's about it.
Dallas Goedert straight in your team. Do it. And goodbye to Greg Dortch. You were nice while you lasted, but that's the end of that, unfortunately. Dallas at the Rams, the 3-1 Cowboys versus the 2-2 Rams. What do we think? Where do we want to go with this game? Zeke starts there.
I think did Tony Pollard have another week better than Zeke this week? Did he? No, he didn't.
Zeke was useful this week. I played him this week. He wasn't too bad. Pollard only had 1.3 points, so Pollard went back to where he belongs.
Yeah, like I'll play. Like I play Gallup and Lamb this week. I would flex Gallup. Lamb would be straight into the lineup for me.
Lamb looks beastly, doesn't he?
Yeah, Noah Brown is out injured, so he's hampered with injury. I don't think he's going to get much play time this week. And I'm staying away from the
goose egg.
I'm staying away from the tight end situation in Dallas. They seem to like to rotate the 3 tight ends. It's a bit of a mystery there as to who's going to be on the field at any one time, from what I've seen so far this year.
And then what are we doing on the Rams side? Are we venturing Stafford? You had Stafford, didn't you?
Yeah, no, he's not playing. If I get a replacement, he's not playing.
And then go on, Jamie.
Dallas.
Yeah, it's such an odd situation. Like the Rams are such a good offense. Like, what happened? Like, they just gone to shit. Like you'd imagine Stafford this year would have been one of the top quarterbacks again, showing absolutely nothing. Like the 2 running backs, you know what the fuck to do those lads. Be anyone, you know. That's a situation kind of coming on to the Bills now, where you just kind of want to stay away from it, you know. But if you draft Cam Akers, you drafted him high enough that you probably have to play him. Like the only person I think in that whole team you want to play is Cooper Kupp. I don't think you play anyone else really.
Play Higbee as well, because Higbee's been very good. But Allen Robinson, I have this lined up for him.
That's it. Go to your room.
Yeah. No, look, on the running back situation there, against Dallas, they've been giving up points against running backs. So if you have nerves of steel, I'd flex either of the 2 boys. Even though he's projected to get less, I'd still favor Henderson over Akers.
Would you trade Deontay Johnson, Gabe Davis, and Miles Sanders for Fournette and Christian Kirk? No, I would not.
Oh no.
Nope.
That's bad.
Yeah, like I know Gabe Davis has been a bit disappointing, but no, I'm not gonna do that. Like,
yeah, it's the kicker. Is are you going to give away Sanders for Fournette? And I do think Fournette has the higher upside out of the 2 of them, but Sanders is just playing so much better now at the minute. I know it's a merry-go-round as well at Philadelphia Eagles for the running back position, but he's clearly the running back 1. Like, so Kirk has been solid, but just not last week. But I can see why you consider it. I wouldn't do it.
You're buying Kirk at the peak value as well. Like, buying him off 4 games. Okay, that brings us on nicely then to the Bengals at Baltimore. Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, both into your team straight away. Joe Mixon, J.K. Dobbins, there's nothing really to discuss there either. Both straight in. Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, straight in. This is an easy one.
That's just foregone conclusion there that they're playing.
Bateman's really the only question, I suppose, in this game.
Yeah, he's a big question mark.
Yeah, I'm not playing Bateman anymore.
No, you don't.
Done with him.
Oh, you own Bateman, don't you, in our league?
Yeah. No, too inconsistent. He's supposed to be an RB1. He's not an RB1. No, I stay away from him for a while and see what happens.
Yeah, the issue is like the market is run the ball, and Dobbins is back now too.
This is your problem. This is what we kind of said at the start of the year too. Like, this is what's going to happen. Jackson's just going to run the ball.
Yeah, it's a small passing guy with him.
I'll forever hate Bateman for having a career day the week I play him. The week I played against him, career day.
Okay.
Well, it's the only win I have, so.
I
know. Las Vegas at Kansas City. The Raiders have been bad. Like this, it'll be close because it's divisional and they always get a bit weird, but are you playing Derek Carr to keep up with Patrick Mahomes? Because they're going to have to throw the ball to keep up. But are you running that? Are you playing that?
You could. I think you probably could here. Because as you say, they're going to have to try and keep up, so they have to throw the ball.
Could you think of 12 better quarterbacks you'd prefer to play is the issue? Like, it seems to be a weird week for quarterbacks.
Yeah. It's a weird season so far for quarterbacks. That's the main thing. Like, it's, I don't know about it. Like, this game just, to me, it's got blowout written all over it. Like, I don't know, do the Raiders do anything here against Kansas City? Like, I know it's divisional rivals, but like, I think they're going to run away with this early.
Probably,
question on quarterbacks while we're on them. Would you trade Lamar and try and get Hurts or Burrow to get a stack? Like, I just don't see. I don't see the necessity. I think Lamar could easily be the QB1, so I think I'd just stick with that.
100%, yeah. You're definitely not giving up Lamar the way he's playing.
Yeah, I'd roll with Lamar. We've one above that as well, Dan.
Yep, sorry, I have that one up already. Judy, Deontay, Drake, London, Waddle, Gabe Davis, Miles Sanders. Who should I start? Week 5, 2, wide receiver, 1, flex. So it's Waddle and probably Davis for me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm just tempted to like it's between Davis and London for me as the other two.
Well, I wouldn't play London just because they're playing Tampa Bay's defense.
Yeah, it's just what they have to keep up. But yeah, it's like, again, then you go in the Mariota direction. Yeah, no, actually London's out, so it's probably between Davis and Judy for me. And I'd probably lean Davis.
I think I'd go Waddle and Judy.
Yeah. We're all putting
Judy Sanders.
We're all putting Miles Sanders as the flex, yeah.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
That's not even a question.
That's not even a question.
Yeah.
yeah. Probably. I don't know. That's a tough one. I might go Waddle and Davis. I think you got more attempts of points there with the Bills, especially against Steelers. Like, are useless.
Yeah. That is an interesting question though, but like, we're all like, it's just kind of personal preference then over Judy. And see, I'm just not mad about Judy this season. It's just not,
like, you don't know how good Waddle's going to be now either with Bridgewater there, right? I think like his production value could really, really go down.
Yeah.
Trade Singletary and Zach Ertz for Najee Harris. Probably, yeah.
That's all right, huh?
Yeah, I probably would too. Yeah, I'd probably do that.
If I can get rid of Singletary, I get rid of Singletary. Like,
yeah, like Najee's not as sexy, but he's going to get the carries.
Yeah, and Kenny Pickett coming in, they're probably going to lean on the run a bit for him just to settle him early, especially early in that game.
Kenny Pickett could be like the next Justin Herbert and really open it all up as well,
I hope he is. It'd be great to see Pittsburgh actually doing something. Their offense has been so boring to watch.
We're on the running backs for this Vegas game against Kansas City. Josh Jacobs, he's in after the big week, and Clyde Edwards-Helaire. You have to roll with him, unfortunately.
It's just a game you could actually play him in, though. So I actually would really play him here.
Oh yeah, no, I would as well. I'd roll with him.
Yeah.
He's playing too well, like, you know.
Yeah.
Devontae Adams has been annoying, to say the least, because he's playing well for fantasy, but he's not giving you the weeks that you kind of wanted, the massive blow up weeks. But he's still straight in your lineup.
Yeah.
Are either you looking at Renfro if he's back?
No.
I don't think he is back.
Is he not? Still in
No, I don't think so.
That was a bad hit. Darren Waller, then you just have to play him. There's no, like, it sucks.
Another guy I would trade if because he's got the name to get you a bit of value. Like I would try trade him if I could, see what I get for him.
Travis Kelce straight into the team. There's no real question there. And Jamie, your favorite subject, Kansas City wide receivers.
God only knows.
If I'm in a bad situation, I'll flex MVS.
Yeah, it's no. Like it's like you just don't know. Like you really just don't know who that's gonna be. Yeah, maybe you would flex MVS here. Maybe you might go with Juju, but like you're tossing a coin. You know, if you have either one, you're probably gonna flex them anyway. You know, because of the volume of Mahomes. Mahomes, like at the end of the day, chances are one of them will pick up a touchdown, but like you just don't know which one. It's Edwards-Helaire, weirdly enough, I think is the real play here. Which hurts to say.
It's awful to say.
Oh, I'm sick.
I think that brings us nicely to the end of the show. We did our hour and a half. I think we're all a little bit pooped. We can't think about Kansas City wide receivers anymore.
Yeah, that's not the way you want to end the show. That's too much thinking at the end of the show.
Follow us on Twitter at IF Punts. Get the YouTube followed as well, the Irish Fantasy Punts. Say goodbye, guys.
Adios.
Lads. Talk to you next week.